You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Awkward After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Awkward After Show.
Guys, stop playing with your boobs. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Awkward's After Show here at AfterBuzz TV, Season 3, Episodes 11 and 12. We missed last week because these two had other plans. Titled Surprise and Then What Happened. Yes, I just threw you both under the bus for that one.
Tiana.
Dang, girl, we were at a Katy Perry concert.
You guys understand, right?
Thank you.
So I'm Tiana Hobson, and joining me tonight, I have my two awesome co-hosts who I will let introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Zias.
Hey, everyone, I'm Jason Eichler.
All right, so Awkward is back. Let's just dive right in because we have 2 episodes to go over. Episode 11 was Surprise. This whole episode involved, I was so mad at Jenna throughout the whole episode because she was cheating in the stupidest places.
So dumb.
Okay, but when Colin comes at you like that, you can't say no.
I understand that, but also know that at any point, not only did your best friend walk up to the car because you're in the parking lot of the school making out with him, your boyfriend could have walked by it
In the hallway?
In the hallway.
But
That
don't
would
you
dealing
think
kisses
the
around the
risk
corner.
factor is kind of hot? Like
So
knowing
hot
you're
right
gonna,
now.
yeah, like knowing you're gonna get caught is kind of hot.
Well, the point is you're not supposed to get caught.
Right, but I almost feel like Jenna wanted to get caught.
Yeah.
Her actions, I mean, we talked about this a lot over the first half of the season, how her actions are kind of selfish and she does
Yeah.
things just
Totally.
kind of, you
Well,
know,
and I think she's super dramatic and kind of thrives on the drama.
so she's you.
Yeah. And I would totally make out with Colin anywhere.
Who's surprised? No one. And so Jenna is going around school. Clearly her best friend Tamara sees them making out. She's like, okay, that's it. I'm going to end it. But for some reason, she just can't quit Colin. I think I know why, because he's really hot. And then we have her mom who's trying to throw her a surprise party during this whole time because Jenna's birthday is coming up.
Which apparently she's tried to do her entire life.
Yes.
Jenna's entire life. And has never successfully thrown her a surprise party because she always ruins it.
And I love how Lacey, you see the flashbacks of like her going through and all the surprise parties, and she's swearing in front of her like 2-year-old daughter. She's like, "I wanted to throw you a little 3-year-old." Fuck. That's it out.
Lacey's so funny.
So funny.
Lacey is Lacey. So
Yeah, definitely.
awkward. I'm sorry. Jason wrote notes for the first season, and they're horrible notes. I made him take notes for me, and they're really bad.
Can we talk a little bit about the Chinese mafia? Because
Yeah.
if you guys can remember, if you watched us during the first half of the season, I'm obsessed with them. And now that Min's the queen bee, it just makes everything better.
It's so funny.
And she's going through because she gets Fred Wu back into the school.
I
course.
cannot remember his name. Fred Wu.
Yeah,
Fred Wu.
that's it. The Asianist name ever.
The red woo.
Asianist.
Yeah.
Racist.
So she gets him back in the school after Becca had him relocated. And she's got a new hairstyle. She's got a new wardrobe. She's kind of really encompassing this whole queen of the mafia mentality that
I
she's
love
got.
it because she just looks sexy now and she's owning it. But Fred Wu is afraid to be with her because do we know if he was with Becca before or after she was in power?
When she was in power.
When
That's
she-
why he was with
So
her.
now he's afraid to be in with another woman in power.
Well, because she was kind of pulling ranks. You know, she had the fire alarm pulled so that they could, because he said, "I wish I could see you."
I
She
thought that was
got
sweet.
him into the class that he wanted to be in, ceramics. Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that.
I think he was a little concerned because obviously Becca was crazy, and I'm sure she wasn't like that when they first started dating. So then he like probably sees the same thing happening with men, like what this power could do. And he's like, oh no, like I am not moving to Nebraska or wherever I was before again.
Like, I'm
Get
not
me
going
out.
through that again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it was a legitimate concern, but I'm glad that he came around and realized that, screw it, I'm still going to be with you
Hell
because
yeah.
you're hot and I love them together. They're just so
They're
cute.
so cute.
They're so cute. Back to Jenna.
Back to Colin.
Back to Jenna and Colin and this whole catastrophe. Maddie is being the best boyfriend ever. He wants to surprise Jenna with a birthday gift from the photographer that she loved that was at the party that she cheated on Maddie at. Maddie doesn't know this yet. And so he goes to Colin for help on getting it. And then Jenna's freaking out. He knows. He doesn't actually know. He's just being a good boyfriend. So then, long story short, Jenna doesn't think she's having a party anymore. And then she decides she just wants to stay at home alone on her birthday and do nothing. And then...
Well, what I thought was going to happen is she was going to stay home alone and then invite Colin over.
That's what I thought was
then
gonna happen.
Maddie was going to try to surprise her.
But instead...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. Instead, Colin shows up at her house with the birthday gift, and they start making out on the front porch.
Well, because first he blew her off. Or because she was trying to break it up with him the whole time. And then earlier in the day, he's like, no, we need this to stop, in kind of like a dick way, but it was really hot.
Yeah, gave her like super cold shoulder.
Yeah.
Like,
Someone
so
needed
bad,
to
I'm
do
good.
it. She kept going up to him saying, we have to end this, and then they'd end up making out. So
But that's kind
it's not only it's toying with his emotions at that point, because it's a yo-yo effect on him. He clearly has feelings for her, and she keeps messing with him.
right, but I do like what you said because was abruptly like finally like it's over. And then that's why he came to her house because he realized it was her birthday.
And he felt
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
and he felt bad.
And then it happened.
And then he looked so cute when he apologized to her and gave her that gift. And you know, if I was her and Maddie found out, I'd be like, I'm sorry, Maddie. It's, you know what I mean? Move on.
Well, I don't think I think it's the way that Maddie ended up finding out, in a room full of all of their friends when
Right.
they open the front door and it's surprise.
Isn't
At
that
least
always-
Lacey got a surprise party and
I know,
she
that's
finally
true.
accomplished that.
Yeah, she
so
did do well there.
Good job to
But
Lacey.
isn't that like the worst thing to have? Like, that's like my worst nightmare to have. Like, you're either like you look like shit or you feel like shit, and then you walk in somewhere and it's like a surprise. That's got to be making out with somebody, and she's probably pissed because she couldn't get it on with Colin.
Yeah, that sucks. It was major cock block all the way.
Around.
All around. What do you,
I can't even respond to that.
I mean, it was.
It
And-
was
Yeah.
a major cock block.
And
all
super awkward for Colin, obviously even more so for Jenna. And it's funny because in the second episode,
around. Yeah, let's get into it because it
it
leads
leads
right into this.
I feel like Jenna doesn't say anything this entire episode.
She doesn't. She just says that she's staying home from school, that she's doesn't want to talk, but she wasn't really in this
Well,
episode.
it was edited really weird, and I like part of me loved it, and part of me was like, "This is super corny."
How they were
But
trying
they were
to
like
Yeah.
around the lunch table, and then
Likewise.
somebody would show up, and this happened, and then everybody would go back to the story. Like, it was a little corny, but I thought it worked.
I kind of
did.
wanted them to have different versions of the story overall. Instead of picking up where the other one might have missed something, I wanted them to have completely different references of what actually happened.
I was actually hoping for more of a dramatic episode.
Likewise.
Yeah.
You know, like I wanted to see her and Maddie arguing and all of this stuff, and it made light of it, I thought, and I thought they could have had more of a.
They could have made it more awkward because Jenna and Maddie didn't ever really have to confront each other
Yeah.
until the end, and it was just sad. It wasn't very awkward. There are so many instances where, you could have had Jenna at school and like them run into each other in the hallways and both kind of go their separate ways. And people are like, did they talk? Did they not talk? Are they together? Are they not together? They could have played with that a little
I
more.
feel like that might continue for maybe next week.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
don't think necessarily all the friends know yet. So it might still be like dodging bullets in the hallways in the next episode.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought also, skipping forward a little bit, when they found out that Maddie went to Sadie and they hugged, I thought they were finally gonna hook up.
Yeah, because you've been wanting that
For so long.
It's not gonna happen.
I think it might.
But I think that she enjoyed his misery a little too much, because even right before he came in the room, she's watching the video just laughing like, oh, Hamilton, you never disappoint. And then he comes walking in and she's like, oh, let me hug you. And it was a long hug.
Yeah,
maybe
long.
she should have started rubbing his shoulders.
He rubbed her back a little bit. That's why I thought.
I think he was really sad. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
any
was
part of him was
genuinely
like, Sadie, I'm actually into you.
Yeah.
He was like,
No,
keep
but
my
you
girl
know-
Heartbroken.
He's like
Definitely.
sad and vulnerable and needs somebody to love. I thought it would have been the perfect moment.
But I don't think no, because he just got this news. He's still processing
But I know
it.
what you mean. He's like,
Yeah.
screw it. How can I,
Yeah.
like,
Who
get Jenna
could
back?
I hook up
His
with that would
mammal
make her...
instincts kick in.
totally.
Ooh, I just sank a little bit in my chair.
Uh-huh.
So we have everyone recounting how this all happened, and it's a really long, confusing story that I couldn't even keep up with most of the time.
Well,
So we found out that
Colin got
got punched by
by Tamara.
Tamara. That Maddie came back. He climbed over the wall and went to Jenna's room.
to the right because he couldn't find his keys.
Yeah, because he couldn't find his keys.
But
and
we
then-
thought he was going to talk to Jenna.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what's the guy's name that was in the room? with
Clark.
her? That was
Clark.
the best part.
I
'Cause he didn't know that anything happened, so he just goes in and sees
Standing
her
there.
crying, starts like rubbing her back. And then Maddie walks in, and then he's just like watching.
He's my favorite.
Uh-huh.
I love him so much. He was the actor was actually on a new show, Welcome to the Family, but it
Oh.
got canceled
Do you guys think Tamara was being a little stupid?
when she punched him.
Yeah, I thought she was a little too because she likes the BF, GF, BFF.
Yeah, she's a little selfish too.
Yeah, because clearly Colin's the better choice.
But clearly, it's her boyfriend's best friend.
Yeah.
And it's her BF, GF, BFF, and she had to keep that secret. And
Or
like in the first
maybe-
episode, and she had like bird
Yeah.
vomit.
Maybe, completely out of left field, she's afraid that Jenna will go back for her boyfriend.
For Jake?
Yeah, because Jake and Jenna back in the beginning.
No,
I don't think so. Sorry,
No.
Jason.
throwing it out
We're
there.
gonna just shut you down right now.
Damn it.
I think if maybe Jenna came to her and was like, listen, like I think I might need to break up with Maddie. I need some time alone.
Yeah.
She would have still been Tamara and like given her a tough time, but I think she would have been a little bit more on board. But to see your friend hooking up with someone in the school parking lot,
Yeah.
it's like, what the hell are you doing?
I think if it was anybody but Colin, I would be like, you shouldn't do that. But
But we love Colin.
yeah,
we
like,
love
looking
Colin.
at him and like, yeah, go for it.
We love Colin and we love Jenna.
Yeah.
So we
love
kind of like them together, but I didn't want her to be a cheater.
I kind of like that she was a
I kind
cheater.
of like it too because
And I kind of like she got caught.
yeah.
I mean, she had to get caught to make it
Because
better.
I like
but-
when things are messy. Like, I'm not in real life, but like when I'm watching it on a TV show.
In real life,
in
too.
real life. But I think she could have just
Not when I'm sober.
I think she could have just broken up with Maddie and then immediately started dating Colin, and that would have been a good controversy too. I like it to be dirty, but I also want people to be
That's
good
pretty
people.
clean. No, I think because when we saw the preview for like later on in the season, this is the start of a downward spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Or upward spiral.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
upward,
that's what I
however,
said.
however you want
However
to
you
look
wanna
at it.
Well, Jenna finally comes out of her room to go talk to Maddie. He's waiting outside in his nice car. I don't know high schoolers who get to drive around and.
Wait, can I say something?
Wait,
real
they're
quickly?
in LA, so I know a lot.
Oh yeah, that's
I
true.
thought it was actually going to be Colin. For
I
some
thought it was
reason.
Colin too.
Because they both drive a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought it was
Oh.
Colin. I was like, oh my gosh, she's saying she's going to go talk to Maddie. Like, she's seriously into Colin.
Well, I thought that she was going to be sitting in the car with Colin and Maddie was going to come up and catch them together again and really be
Oh.
like, okay, now I'm done with
Right.
you.
Yeah, because they could have carried this on for a
They
while.
could have carried it on for a
Yeah.
while. It would have been interesting to see. But Jenna talks to Maddie, and Maddie is such a nice guy. He's like, look, I can forgive you. I can forget about this, but it might take me a little bit to get over it fully. So let's work
Which
on getting
kinda
things back
shows,
to where they were.
Like yes, he's a good guy, but at the same time, like, don't be such a pussy.
Such a pussy.
Like, you know what I mean? Be
That's
like,
what I was
You
thinking.
think
Yeah.
it was a pussy move?
yes, you
Oh,
just saw her making out with the
totally.
guy in front of everyone.
You got embarrassed to like the worst degree.
Yes, get some backbone.
But let's think about all the things Maddie's done to her in the past.
Like what?
And the start of their relationship, he was kissing and making out with other girls. I think he still feels bad about the way he treated her, to the point where he's willing to forgive this because he was such a dick in the first place.
I guess, but I think
they
it's
weren't
different.
together
Yeah,
at the
they weren't
time.
BFGF.
Well, because he wouldn't commit because he was embarrassed of her. I remember that was something he said that she found out last season in the finale was that he was embarrassed of her. So I think he still holds that guilt. So to him, okay, I can let this one go because of the guilt I feel for everything else I've put her through.
See, I wish he was
That's
like,
how I saw it.
you need to explain to me what's going on because I can try and forgive you and work on this, but like, I need to know what you're thinking
and I think
instead of just copping
out.
out.
We need time off. You do you, and then if you can prove to me that you're not gonna be with anybody else, then maybe we can get back together. But I wouldn't start it off be like, I can forgive you for this. It's gonna fuck you.
I think it also didn't help that she kept saying it didn't mean anything, which we all know
And
that it meant something
Yeah.
because those two have been on it for a while.
For
So it meant
sure.
something. She said it didn't mean anything and that it started like a day ago, which physically, yes, it started only a couple days ago, but emotionally it started
way
months
back,
ago.
yeah.
So she wasn't giving him all of the information.
Well, and she says it didn't mean anything. If it didn't mean anything, if you hook up with a person, let's just say, I'm not giving specific examples, but if it's somebody that doesn't mean anything, you don't want to jump their bones every time you see them.
Exactly.
Right, absolutely.
And you were sneaking around the hallways of the school doing this. So it clearly meant something. And you also weren't drunk. So what's your excuse? Sober, you hooked up with him. So
See,
that
I
means
think
something.
What bothered me the most about this was Jenna's excuse for why they couldn't be together anymore.
Yeah.
And I always say this, she's such a cop-out. And she likes to make, I feel like she always plays the victim card.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I can't do it. I can't be with you anymore because I feel like I don't know if you'll be looking at me and see the girl you fell in love with. Or like something like that.
Yeah, it's not,
I'm
I
like,
feel horrible for you because I cheated
yeah.
on you and broke your heart in front of everybody.
Right.
And
It's
that
very
was
because I want to bone someone else.
Yeah. And that was the part that I thought was the cop out. That's who I was mad at in this conversation.
Jenna?
Yeah, I was mad at Jenna.
Totally.
I wasn't really mad at Maddie because
I was mad at both of them.
I was just mad at Jenna because I was like, why did you just flip this around on him?
Exactly.
You were the person who cheated. You're the person who did all the things that are wrong with your
good.
And
relationship.
why are you so upset? Because, first of all, you have Colin you can go to. Secondly, there's been this whole time where she's like, am I too smart for Maddie? I don't get it. The spark's not there. So you have a perfect out. Move on.
I think she's just embarrassed, to be honest with you. And obviously, I'm sure she cares about him as a person.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't have happened that way in front of everyone.
And let's be honest, in the typical, stereotypical high school dynamic, Jenna's the unpopular, nerdy girl who got the hot guy. So in her mind, that's rare to happen. So she's supposed to stay with him if the hot guy wants him and she's the nerdy.
But then I think
Loner,
when
then
the hot,
you're supposed to
smart,
stay there.
artsy guy
Mysterious.
walks in, then it's like triple threat.
Totally.
Yeah, but it's the the stereotypical TV, like the nerd gets the
Yeah.
guy. That doesn't happen.
By the way, if Nolan Funk ever watches our show
I know.
and sees how we talk about him, he's never coming on. He's like, those creepers are obsessed with me.
He's gonna come here, we're just gonna like pat him.
Because we are. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so that's pretty much the 2 episodes.
We did good.
We did. Let's get into news and gossip.
Let us know if you guys think we did
I
good.
know, that's
Please,
true.
excuse us.
Oh, go on to iTunes to let us know.
I was gonna do that. Don't
Oh,
worry.
okay.
But you can do it. Keep
Oh.
talking.
Go on to iTunes and you can rate and subscribe the Awkward Podcast and give us 5 stars and comment on YouTube and Twitter and all that, and we'll write you back.
Definitely. Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah, where do you stand in this whole Jenna Maddie breakup and Colin circle of life? Okay, so news. Nikki DeLoach had her baby. Last week, October 22nd, she welcomed a baby boy. His name is William Hudson Goodall, but he's gonna go by Hudson. He was born at 3:19 a.m. in Los Angeles and weighed 6 pounds and 15 ounces and is 21 inches long. So congratulations,
Congrats.
Nikki.
That's so sweet.
She's so sweet, and she was here with her little pregnant belly over the summer. So
Yeah.
so happy for her. And hey, have you guys ever wanted to be on an episode of Awkward?
I sure have.
Avi?
Yeah, I mean,
Duh.
so you can totally make your dreams come true and audition for your chance to appear in an episode of Awkward.
What?
Let's do it.
You have to go to actawkward.com, and it's a contest where you upload a 15-second audition on Instagram of you being awkward, and then you have your friends vote via social media, and the winners will be selected and flown to LA to be on a show.
You are super awkward. You could
I think
definitely
we should
do it.
all do an audition tape together, just being really awkward.
Okay.
And then they'll have to put all 3 of us on it.
Wait, that's so cool.
That'd be
Yeah.
so fun.
So if you guys are interested in it, make sure you check out actawkward.com. And the last bit of news I have, Molly Tarlov was at the premiere of Bridegroom on October 15th. And Steven, do we have that picture?
Give me 1 second.
Okay. And she looks fabulous. Girlfriend has really gotten her fitness in, and she's just looking so great. There she is.
Yeah, she looks great.
Damn.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give her props because, you know, we've seen a total transformation from her physically, and I think it's great, and she's doing great. I also saw
Love
her.
that weave.
I also saw her when I was hiking the other day, and
Really?
yeah, she
feel-
looks even skinnier in person.
She's giving me some Khloe Kardashian there.
Yeah,
Yes.
right? She looks really good. She's also going to be starring in an independent comedy called GBF, which stands for Gay Best Friend. And it's a comedy about 2 closeted gay high school students, Tanner and Brett. When Tanner is outed, he is picked up by the cool girls, and he begins to surpass still closeted Brent in popularity.
I think I saw the trailer for this.
It
Is
looks
out?
really
yeah,
good.
It's really funny.
There's no set release date, but it's been screened at like the Tribeca Film Festival and a bunch of the Out Film Festival and stuff, and so it's getting good reviews, and it looks really funny, so I can't wait to see it. And Molly, you look good, girl.
Yeah.
So let's talk about predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Is that new?
Wait, what? Isn't it no like that?
Yeah.
It's super old.
Oh.
Who wants to start with their predictions?
Jason.
Okay. I am going to predict that Jenna and Tamara are going to kind of dwindle apart because of all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think Tamara is going to take Maddie's side.
Okay. Christina?
I agree with Jason. And I also think that I predict that Maddie isn't going to make a big deal of it. That he's kind of going to be like, oh, yeah, it's just over. And not like kind of dramatize the situation anymore because I feel like
I just thought of something.
because I feel like he kind of, well, I don't know, but he seems really hurt
Yeah.
Do you
so.
think he'll jump into another relationship and then she'll
with Sadie.
get super jealous?
I think she's going to fall into Colin hard.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
then once he gets somebody, she's going to be the crazy bitch.
Probably.
Maybe.
I hope.
I think I heard that Tamara and Jake's relationship might be a factor in this whole Jenna cheating on Maddie thing. So interested to see where that leads because
What do you mean, Tiana?
Like-
What do you know?
like
Tell me more.
maybe because Tamara knew that Jenna was cheating on Jake's best friend. So maybe if he were to find out that she already knew, he would be upset about that because they tell each other everything, remember?
And that's why.
And so
her
then
and
that's why
Jenna-
her and Jenna would have a falling out and why Jenna's this whole bad girl attitude that even maybe the Asian mafia can't contain.
Fascinating.
Interesting.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys think, guys. You can find us all over social media. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiana Hobson.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zeus.
And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Jason Eichler.
And we will be back next week with another awesome episode of Awkward.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
You're welcome.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.